But
You know you're not to listen to that song, or it's gonna be stuck in your head all night. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Queens of Nerddom podcast. We are coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. We just wrapped up our first day at the Phoenix Fan Fusion. Awesome, guys. So, yes, Willie and I know you can't recognize him without his hat and glasses, but this is, in fact, Willie, a.k.a. ya boy. It's him, I promise. So we flew out from Virginia all the way out here to Phoenix, and I was in awe of how big the Fan Fusion is out here. Like, it is just like we only hit one level today. We briefly went to the second level today, but we didn't even cover the whole first level.
No,
there's so many vendors and so many people. Like, it was like you said it today. Like, it was overwhelming, but like in a good way. I was like, oh my God, it's so overwhelming, but I like it.
Yeah, it was like a sensory overload. Like, you get there and you're just like, there's so many things I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take the time to see them all, but the amount of time in the day was like, it's finite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't take as much time as you would like to see everything, because you're like, oh, I want to go see this other thing.
Yeah.
Or I want to see this other thing.
I agree.
Or you feel like you're shortchanging. Like, you see a booth and it's a lot of dope stuff, but you're just like, I don't want to spend too much time here because I got to go see this other thing and see this other thing.
Like your favorite toy, like stuffed animal when you're little, like, oh, I'm neglecting this one. I should really take this one too. That's kind of
Yeah, 100%. It's just like, I want to see this. I want to see this. I want to go see that over there too. Mm-hmm.
So we started off our day obviously being in awe of going into the building, and we met up with our best bud Jedi, and he was showing us around. We met up with our friends over at Comic Care. I think you guys remember that we interviewed the AZ Tony Stark, and we got to meet Andy, who plays Captain America. And then we also got to talk to Erica. She was in her Black Widow cosplay, and then Jeff was Spider-Man. And I got to interview them, and just such cool people. I mean, Willie was just making fun of me because I'm not a social butterfly. So we kind of came to the conclusion that no, I am not a social butterfly. But however, when I'm amongst my people, aka other nerds, I just vibed with everybody. It was just so easy to talk to everybody there. It was so much fun.
So Jenn has been walking around talking about she has like in some games you get like a life bar or a stamina bar, right? And throughout the day she's like, oh, my social meter is like drooping low, right? Because she started off with a bang. Like she said, we met up with Comic Care, and I think 2 of the 3 original folks were there, Andy and Tony.
Yeah.
And so we had an impromptu interview with them, which she did amazing, right? And first of all, let me tell you how Jenn has prepared for this trip. She's like, okay, we're gonna go We're gonna get content. We're gonna meet cool people. We're gonna network. All the cool stuff while still enjoying ourselves. So she's like, I'm buying this, this phone gimbal to stabilize the camera to get good video. We're buying these mics that plug into the phone so we can like have these interviews without the noise in the background and all this stuff. And we tried them out for the first time today. We're just like, I don't know how it's because I'm recording her,
Oh God.
but I cannot hear a word they're saying. I'm like, I pray to Jesus these mics work.
Please.
And then we played the video back and they work fine. So we feel like somewhat professional out here, walking around like, hey, we'll get down, we'll sit down and
like
yeah, we're not out here with
with like the
and action. We're not out here like that, but for where we are, I guess for where you guys are, like you've been doing Queens for a year to now coming out to a con, meeting people, networking, like it's super. So I want to say congrats on that, first of all, for a year of Queens, right?
Thank you.
Doing a year of Queens and then coming out here doing a major con. I would say it's probably getting up there with the rest of these cons around the country. Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. This is totally not what I was expecting. I did not expect the level of like the fan fusion out here. Like, I was just like, what? Huh? There's another level.
Yeah.
There's a level and a level and another level.
Mhm.
Jeez, it's crazy. Oh, we should tell them about the story about the Dick Van Dyke.
Oh my God.
We were trying to meet up with Jedi, and I went the wrong way. So if anybody knows me, you'll get a good laugh that your girl Jenn is very directionally retarded. It's true. I own it. This is who I am.
Mhm.
GPS was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now I'm a free bird. But we went up to this level, and as soon as Willie and I got off the escalator, somebody's like, "Oh, boy, are you here to see Dick Van Dyke?" I'm like, "Dick Van who?" But
Absolutely not, sir.
No, sir. We're trying to meet a friend, and we see like this long line. I mean, it goes back like maybe like a couple hundred feet.
Bro, it was
like we're gonna go see Dick Van Dyke, and everybody's like cosplaying and everything. And this guy's like not aggressive, but like being like super pushy, like, why you need it? And I was like, we're just lost.
He was like,
sir,
are you here for the Dick Van Dyke signing? The line is back there. Like,
just,
I'm not here to see Dick Van Dyke.
No.
My friend said to come up here and to hang out, and he's gonna come find us.
Yeah.
Are you? But that's what I'm asking. Like, are you here to see Dick Van Dyke? Absolutely not.
No.
Like, no shade to Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke, if you're tuning in, I loved your work on the Dick Van Dyke show. I watched it as a kid on Nick at Night.
Mary Poppins.
Yep, Mary Poppins. Oh, bro. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Bro, you and Mary were spitting bars, man. And the cool part is there are a couple people there. There are a couple people there who were dressed. The one guy who was dressed in the outfit Dick Van Dyke was wearing when they were doing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh yeah, with the top hat and the like straight.
Yeah, and then there were a couple of chimney sweeteners there for the chimney. Like, shout out to Dick. No shade, but
they did a really good job.
Bro, I'm not going to Phoenix Fan Fusion to see Dick Van Dyke to pay $125 to get an autograph or a picture, which is what he was charging.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so apparently he's a national treasure, and they were just trying to protect him and make sure we were getting in line. Huh?
You're throwing shade.
Dick Van Dyke's not a national treasure?
It is. He is a national treasure. Just sounds sarcastic when you said it. What?
I can't call people national treasures?
You can. It just sounded sarcastic.
How? What would be the way to not sound sarcastic?
I don't know. It was your tone. Never mind.
It's the same tone I've been using. Anyway. So Jenn's social stamina bar is
Oh yeah, let's get back to the
so like yeah, she's like, oh man, I've been Jedi, shout out to Jedi. He is like the nerd tour guide he's the belly button of all nerd things in Central Phoenix or just Central Arizona.
Yes.
I'll just put it out there like that.
The whole state.
So he's just like, I want to introduce you to so many people. So shout out to you. Appreciate you for putting us on and showing us around while we're here. He's like, hey, meet this person. I can get you an interview, sit down. And Jen's just like, oh man, I don't know. Like, I appreciate all this stuff, but right now I can't do it right now. I'm like, my social battery is so low. And I'm just like, okay, like I can respect that. But then all of a sudden, right?
So
Like like throughout the day, throughout the whole day, oh man, my battery's so low,
so
social
what
stuff
had
is so
happened
low.
was
Go ahead.
so what had happened was we did a lot of interviews. Thoroughly enjoyed them. So much fun. Love talking to a comic care people. And then I also talked
Oh,
to
Laughing Moon.
our new friends over at Laughing Moon who also have a homebrew tabletop RPG.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, much like ours, I have huge props to people who can
Create that, yeah.
that. It is no small feat. I mean, I watch my husband do it and it just like amazes me. I'm like, you're just absolute genius, babe. But made some friends over there and I got to really pick their brains and hopefully we'll be able to interview them tomorrow. But so we get invited to a what would it be called? Like a body paint show.
Body paint.
Yeah.
Body art, yeah.
Yeah, it was a body paint show.
Mhm.
So one of our friends' wives is one of the models. So we go there and they have underwear on, but they have
Pasties on there, yeah.
yeah, they got the pasties and everything on, but you watch them and they're painting people like live, like on this like runway. They're just standing there and they're painting and I think the theme was
Gods and goddesses or like deities or something
Yeah.
from different cultures.
yeah, super cool theme because that's actually kind of along the vein of the comically inclined collab that we did with Danny. Love that collab, by the way. It was super interesting.
Check it out.
I know you should check it out. Just saying. But so you're watching them paint, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys can come and talk to the models and talk to the artists that are working." And mind you, these people are furiously working for 2 hours, trying to paint the models' bodies, and we're sitting there, talking to Jedi and John and we kind of turn and look back and this one model is just spray painted like head to toe black.
Mhm.
The heck are they doing back there? My gosh. I'm not really sure who brought it up I think you did. You're like, do you want to go look?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I do. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we got up.
The social battery that was like flashing red. Yeah. Critically, like when your phone hits like 15%, it's just like, charge it.
There was a really good energy in the room. Okay. My bench.
I think that's probably what it was. It was a smaller group. It wasn't like a full con, right?
I mean, yeah. Yes, thank you. You offered me that grace.
Right.
I appreciate that. So it was so we got up and I'm kind of kicking myself now because we didn't bring like any of our filming equipment. And we went and talked to the model that was spray painted like head to toe black, and we have pictures that we'll add in.
Mhm.
And we talked to the artist that was doing it. Super cool guy. And we went through and like talked to all of them, and they were so nice. They're so like eager to answer questions and talk about how they were doing it, how long they were doing it. Like
Mhm.
I was super interested in like the type of paint they were using because I was like, how do you get that to stay? Like how does that even? And it's like a type of like watercolor, but it has a little bit more like opaque to it.
Yeah.
And sorry, the fundamentals of it was like really interesting to me. I'm
No,
just
go
like,
ahead.
I'm like, how do you do that? It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. Like I was geeked. Like my face hurts from like smiling so much today. I was like, oh, my face hurts. Oh my gosh, I'm cheesing so hard. So I know what you want to say about the end. Go ahead.
No. So again, like I said, social battery was low, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if going to get Onos like charged it back up.
Onos does help.
It
really does.
Or just getting back and just talking to like kind of people you were comfortable talking with, like me, Jedi. Oh no, I forgot his name. Laughing Moon guy.
John.
Yes, John. I'm just like, who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
John.
But yeah, so John, and we're just talking about random stories, different, random things that have come up. But yeah, the body paint thing is a smaller group. There's probably like fifth. No, probably a little bit more than that. But based on the con today, like it is a way smaller group. Um, there was a lot of empty chairs. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I guess people didn't sign up for. It's almost like a panel. It's one in the side rooms. Started at 8, so it's a bit later. So a lot of people probably left, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, just getting around and just getting up and actually talking to the artist. And I was telling Jen this. It's awesome to see because it was almost like those Food Network challenges. Hey, so we're gonna start the clock. Each artist has 2 hours
Yeah.
to paint the body, get it ready for a fashion show at the end, like a exhibition. So they got a catwalk and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
clock starts and they're just trying to paint. So normally, I think what they said is it takes about 4 hours to do a proper kind of presentation for body paint.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
like
every time
4
you talk to them,
hours.
man, what's the longest you sat to do some stuff? Like, if you have 4 hours, and I'm just like, man, and they're trying to do stuff in 2 hours. So each of these artists, there was 5 of them. You know, you go around and like at first, me and Jim were just like, just watching because I don't want to go up and talk and distract them
Yeah.
because they got 2 hours to do this stuff, and
It's rude. I don't want to.
I'm gonna go up there
like,
and
in your
yeah.
zone. Yeah, I get
Oh,
it.
Will, what do you do? And they're just like, shut the fuck, I'm trying to paint. You know, that's what I'm. I wouldn't be mad if they said that, you know, but you know, we just go up there and the model that she was talking about that was airbrushed like pitch black.
Pitch.
And we're just staring. She's just like, hey guys. It's like, yeah, we just looked back and we just saw you just airbrush just like blank slate. Like what is and then like they had a laptop, like the artist had a laptop
Yeah.
and had the design. I'm just like, is that what you're planning on doing? And he was like, yeah. And then they just were talking to us as we were asking some questions. And I think that broke the ice because then we went to the next artist and the next artist kind of just,
Yeah. It was. And
each one was just as welcome into questions and wanting to talk about
Yeah.
and show us what they were doing as the next person.
and they like encouraged it. Like they said, oh yeah, if you guys want to go and talk to the artists or talk to the models, like, please get up. And at first, like I saw a bunch of people get up and everything. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, these people are really getting up and talking to them. Like,
Right.
I'm kind of in the mindset, like, when I'm working, like even like at my job now, or even if I'm making content, don't bother me. I'm in the zone.
Right.
I usually got my music on and, I'm in the zone. Like, go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we went and talked to her, and I think it was Pashur was the other one, which I'm going to see if he can come on the Queens of Nerddom because he's super cool. He's actually one of the guys that came up with the concept of skin wars. So my friends, Jennifer has a goal in mind. I have several people I want to bring on that I met today, but
Mhm.
it is just so cool to see them work, and they're so friendly. The one guy that we talked to, he this was his first Comic-Con, and his
Felix,
Felix,
one of the models, yeah.
one of the models. He's like, yes, it's my first Comic-Con. And I was like, dude, us too. Like, that's same. Like, that's so cool. And props to you, Felix. Like, so like professional. Like, all the models and all the artists, like, so professional. And I personally, like, I used to love watching Face Off, and I did watch Skin Wars too. And just seeing somebody like use like the human body as like a canvas is just amazing. And I think it kind of like, you guys may think I'm dumb, but it kind of dawned on me today. Like, there's obviously there's more than one way to nerd out, but like going to this Comic-Con made me realize it's even bigger than what I even thought. Like, it's not just comic books and anime and like movies and everything. Like, these guys were nerds. Like, they're nerds with their art. Like, they're really
Right.
into it, and they like, I love it. Like, I really vibed with so many people today, and it was just really refreshing to like be around people like that. So
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is like when you started the nerds, you're just like Queens of Nerdom, you're just like, yeah, this is gonna be like a no gatekeeping zone, right?
Absolutely.
No gatekeeping at all. Like, if there are new people coming in and they're not familiar with what it is that you are knowledgeable on, we're not gonna play the go get good, go read up on it. Like, we're gonna sit there and explain stuff to them, and that's what all of these artists did, right? They took the time to explain the process. This is the makeup we're using. This is the paint we're using. Hey, this is how she sent me a picture, And then I used this program and I was able to draw this design over the picture that she sent me. So I knew how to
Yeah.
create this design and all of the things. So everybody we talked to today, anybody like gave us a moment of their time. Nobody was just like, I can't talk to you yet. Or if they were, they're like, I'm super busy. I can't do it today, but just come back tomorrow. I'll have a couple extra people at my booth, and then I'll be able to have some time to talk to you guys and
Exactly.
things like
Yeah.
that. So the the level of welcoming from the con, you know what I'm saying?
Just amazing.
Because we've all been parts of conversations online over discussions of anything that is quote unquote nerd, and then there's the one person, stupid, I don't understand how you didn't know that Wolverine did do XX. Like, bro, I don't know, I'm just watching the show and I came in here and I asked a question. I don't need to feel stupid.
Yeah.
Just help me out. I don't know, like, just point me in the right direction. One of the, hey, that actually did happen if you want to look at Uncanny X-Men issues, blah blah blah.
You're like, oh,
Oh, okay, I'll go.
thanks.
I'll look at it.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
That's the energy. That's the vibe you were getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I've this is probably the most inclusive group of people.
Yeah. Who has that same
And
mindset?
yeah,
I love that.
that I've been around, and it's infectious. So, like day one, it was a thing because like we were waiting for our Uber in the morning,
Yeah.
and like she's dressed up as Lydia from a '90s Beetlejuice cartoon, and
Yeah.
I'm dressed as Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And we're just standing on the street waiting for an Uber, and people have drive like walking dogs, looking at us like, this weird ass couple, right?
Hi.
And then the driver picks us up. He doesn't ask questions. He's like, okay, cool. And we let him know, yeah, there's a convention, so you may be picking up a few more people like us taking us places.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but then we get to the spot and we get out, like we're probably the least dressed. Our costumes were like child's play compared to some of these people we saw as we pulled up, and I'm just like,
Dude.
now like we're with our people.
Yeah, I'm like I didn't, I think that's why I kind of felt like, man, my social battery, it's like, it's like, but then I feel like I kind of got into a groove, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, these are all like-minded people, and I think that, I don't know, just being around people like that is just so refreshing. So I hope that, if there's people like us, and you kind of have your social battery kind of, your battery's blinking, I hope you can come here and get that rejuvenation that, we don't gatekeep. I certainly don't know everything either. So if you know something, I'm always open to learning new things and being educated. But I hope you can get that from us, because, experiencing that today on such a large level, is just, I don't know how else to describe it than just being incredibly refreshing. Just so, I don't know, just so refreshing. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. Like the only thing that wore us out was like the physical toll of walking so
My
much.
feet hurt. I'm like, oh God, my feet. Let's go sit.
The mind is willing, but the body was weak. It was like, I want to walk and see everything, but my foot was just like, I will cause you to lose a toenail. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. The shoes fit well, but I'm tired. Yeah. Sit your ass down somewhere.
Our feet were talking to us all day.
Yeah.
You don't hear me?
Yeah.
Pain. You see me?
Pain.
I see you.
Ah.
Oh man. Well, actually, I think it kind of registered with me when you were talking to one of your friends, and she's like, just take some advice, go sit down, your feet are gonna hurt tomorrow. And I was like, I have been ignoring my feet. You're right.
They're hurting right now as I'm talking to
actually
you.
Come to think of
they're
it,
hollering right now.
They're all like,
she's right, you know.
I'm like, you're fine. Stop.
My foot was like, she's right. Preach. I'm trying to tell him.
She's listening to me, but you're not.
Right. Yep. So day one, yeah, shout out to and when this goes up, obviously we'll have videos and some B-roll playing so you can kind of see what's going on. We were trying to capture as much as possible and capture like the vendors and hopefully we'll go around and have time to sit down with them tomorrow. But I know tomorrow at least a co-worker of mine, good friend of mine, Carrie Esser, who started up Killer Creations, Um, she's gonna have a little bit of time. We'll talk to her, get a background on her, share her social and all that.
Mhm.
Common Care, like I said, we got Tony, Andy, and then two of their newest members. What was their name? Erica, who is Black
Black Widow.
Widow
Uh-huh.
today, and
And Jeff.
Jeff, who was Spider Man.
Yeah, and Jeff, which I don't think I noted on the interview, is a huge, huge Star Wars fan. Like he's got like a whole sleeve he was telling me about. I should have low key just like recorded while I was talking to him, but huge Star Wars fan. So I really appreciate all the great people over at Comicare once again taking time out of their very busy day.
Yes, their booth was.
It was hopping.
Kids were lined up.
Hopping. I mean, I was in the middle of like interviewing. I'm sure you guys will see. I was in the middle of an interview with Jeff and Erica, and there's a little girl that came up. She goes, "Boo!" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, go ahead. You're working. Go ahead. I'll step back. Oh my goodness." I'm like, we're seeing it live, everyone,
Right.
live. The Comic Care working.
Look at the effect they have on the children.
I mean, just I mean, I know I said it like during the interview with Tony, but I just mad props to them. Like I can't even say it enough. The stuff that they do for kids, and they're just so professional. Like if you can be a part of their group, like you're just like top notch. Like they are my people. Like they're just awesome people.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. And yeah, they gave us some time. Laughing Moon, you'll probably hear more about that in future like date. You gotta, is there a sit down interview tomorrow? Kinda, sorta.
Yeah,
We'll spend a little bit of time with them,
Yeah,
ask them some questions.
I think
Yeah.
Griffin's going to be in her cosplay tomorrow, so I think that's why we held off today because
Yep.
yeah, Griffin's going to be I
But-
think one of her player
Yeah.
cosplays. Mhm.
The amount of time we spent there just talking to them, like Queens are doing a Fallen Star, our tabletop RPG, and watching someone who's been gaming for doing that for 20 odd years. Jenn talked to somebody who's been doing it for 30 odd years, and they're just going back and forth. Jenn brought her character sheets, showed it to him, and you can just see the trading of ideas, mind melding and stuff going on. And I'm talking to a Marine who's over here with his two sons,
Yeah.
who's been gaming with them since 2009,
Yeah.
and has nothing but glorious things to say about like we're just sharing like how I'm playing my character and how he plays his character and how he loves it because it's you make the character yourself. Like you are doing the things for your character. Like there's no the dungeon master or the game master is not giving you a script like here's what your character is supposed to do.
Yep.
It's you. And I'm just like, bro, this is like I'm talking to him for at least 20 minutes. They're talking. I'm like, am I supposed to be recording them talking? Is this the interview? Because I feel like I'm fucking up right now.
No.
And like, it was just an amazing time. Like I like it's the most welcoming, most inclusive. Like just come here, talk to, just ask me a question. Like we can shoot the shit.
Yeah.
I'm a normal person like you, and we're just looking at like, oh my god, you're well established. You're doing all this crazy shit.
You're what I want to do.
Yep. So tomorrow we got a couple people we're going to talk to. We're going to try and sneak over to the anime side of it and talk to some people over there, get some content for the new show we're rolling out, Eat the Cake Anime. And then our buddy Jedi has a panel tomorrow.
Yes.
About how to get kids the younger generation is the tabletop RPG, and I don't know what else is going on tomorrow, but I'm
Easy Power Girl. I think we were gonna talk to.
Oh yeah.
Cara. We're gonna talk to Cara tomorrow too, and
we're gonna try and go live. I think that was the thing. Just stop by a couple of the vendors that we see. Like we'll probably swing by a lot of vendors down there selling dice sets, different kind of dies and stuff. We stopped by one, and we'll put the information down here.
Should I get it?
Do we have you want to go get?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Go get the card. But so like there's like dice bags and dice cases and stuff like that. This vendor 3D prints different kinds of contraptions and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see it. Go ahead.
Bring it up to the camera. But but this here is a dice prison, a dice dungeon, if you will.
It comes out.
And granted, I am new to the tabletop RPG, but like the first night I played, if you guys go back and watch episode 1 of Fallen Star, like it's a
I was nerding.
like when your dice are like not giving you the numbers you want, you're like, yeah, you need to put them in the dice dungeon. And so they actually 3D printed a small dice dungeon and a key that'll open the dungeon and take your dice out, or you can put it in. And they have like vials of like potions and stuff. Like, and you're just like, oh, is this a potion? You open it and like there's dice in there.
Yeah, it's like a dice holder.
So it's the most like since I've seen it, you know, there's like numerous dice tables there. The dice are beautiful. The sets like different, very cut, but it's just the extra outside the box thinking like this.
Yeah.
That caused me and Jen to just look at this stuff.
Yeah.
And so you know, like things like that, we'll probably swing by there again. And what we want to do is give them probably like a minute and a half to just ask them, hey, I'm gonna ask you like three big questions. You know, give us your name. What it is you're vending. How did you get in this? How did you know it was your passion? And then something along those lines. And hey, do you want to drop your social for whoever stopped by?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because over here, like I know the Queens do it, but just DFBN as a whole, like we're all about just supporting the up and coming, like small creators. Like they're not real big, they're not well known, they don't have a huge website. They just have their Instagram thing and they're just like, hey, this is what we do with our little 3D printer, and like we love that. Like get after your passion just like we're getting at our passion over here. So
100%.
Expect some live notifications from the Queens.
Yes, you may get
Facebook page,
you may get
Instagram.
some tomorrow.
So if you see it, tune in and get to know some of these vendors, and they're because some of the stuff they're selling out here, it's amazing. So we're trying to give you the scoop,
yes,
the behind the scenes.
Have the scoop behind the scenes at Finifan Fusion.
Yes, but day one, overall day one, I wouldn't say if you're like, how many crowns would you give your experience? Because this is both of our, like we said, first major con in a major city. Is it everything you dreamed of and more?
The more is what I want to highlight. Like I did not expect. I mean, they have like sections of downtown Phoenix blocked off.
Yes.
Like, it is a big deal. Like Phoenix is definitely like a nerdy city. Like I was just like I mean, when I used to live here, like, they block it off for like St. Patrick's Day, beer, and Halloween's a big thing with like the zombie walk. I remember, and just seeing the love that the city of Phoenix has for their nerds, and opening up the convention center and everybody that put their big beautiful brains into like creating this and organizing it. I mean, it's just the more I can't emphasize enough.
Yeah.
Like I'm so thoroughly impressed. Like I'm just so impressed with what they've done out here. And it's definitely somewhere where I would like to revisit in the future if they have a Comic-Con. But I think with Willie and I talking, like, what, we need to venture out to other Comic-Cons, like see what else, other places out.
Yeah.
And the beautiful continent the United States has. So
yeah.
Amazing.
It's one of those where you come out here and you're just, this is not what I expected. Like I've been to smaller cons where it's like just the floor where the booths are at. If you were to half it, and you'll see it in the B-roll that'll be playing, but if you half it, that's probably like the size of the cons I've been to. Probably like 70, maybe 100 booths, and I'm just like, man, 100 booths, that's a lot. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And you go down there, like 100 booths is like one quadrant.
Dude,
of the thing,
You know what it reminded me of? Like
what?
Being in a freaking Costco. I'm like, am I
100? Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, guys, I'm not even kidding. Like it was like being in a Costco. I'm like, I walked in, I'm just like, where's the produce? Where's the bakery? Bakery's where I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like going into like a Costco, and we also had some footage on the second floor. We were kind of mentioning was the
The tabletop gaming.
RPG floor. Like I didn't even count the tables, but they have so many tables where you can sit down and do like a 2-hour adventure with a game master or dungeon master there, and hopefully sometime we'll have time. Maybe we can dabble in that, but that was just amazing too. Like that just shows me that people are really getting into role playing games, and I'm telling you, like if you guys have never dabbled into that, you really got to. It's so much fun. Like it's like an adventure book, but you get to play the character and make the decisions. To me,
yeah,
is kind of what it's like. You get to create a whole person, and it's just gotta do it. Like I could go on.
Just try it. Like I would just say, just give it a shot. And like if it's bragging, but it's also true. Like if you get a good enough GM, like our very own EJ, aka Eric, aka Dr. Awesome, who is willing to take the time to usher in newly appointed TTRPGers like myself and Black and a few others that are doing the Fallen Star thing. Like he was very patient, walked us through it, and gave us some time. But yeah, just give it a shot. And if it's not for you, then you can just back out. It's no harm, no foul. But
and it's like what I told all the newcomers with the RPG, and what Eric, my husband, told me when I first started gaming with everybody. I'm doing a big promotion for role playing games right now. But, play your character, play the story. All the other odds and ends will come later. Like as long as you stick to that and you have fun, like everything else comes later. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And as you can see, I'm sure from the gaming, like Willie picked it up like zero problems. Zero problems. Play this character, play the story, and it just gets more interesting as time goes on. And
she's embellishing.
Shut up. But and the other thing too that was kind of refreshing was with John. Like he's another GM who because you'll find some GMs that will almost make it like they're out to get you. Like I'm going to kill your character.
Yeah.
But it's to me, it's like with the campaign that my husband runs, it's the journey. That's what matters. Is the journey that you have with your character is that is the purpose of the game, is the journey, your growth, the things that you learn. And he's not out to get you. He wants, the story to unfold however it unfolds. And no, it's all about the journey.
Yeah. So I'd be remiss if we did not shout out to our spouses who graciously was just like, go out there and have fun, because they know what we're trying to do, network, get some interviews, build those bonds, build those relationships moving forward, not only to, like I said, help the show, but to help them get the word out about what they do. So they're back home holding it down. So I would like to shout out my beautiful wife, Apple, who let me come out here to Phoenix. She loves Phoenix. She loves the area. She has friends out here, but she was like, go ahead. I'll hold down the shop, as well as EJ. I'll let you shout him out.
Yes.
Give him his flowers for.
Yes. Huge shout out to my husband, Eric. Thank you so much for letting me come out here. He's staying at home with our 3 kids right now. So I can come out here and do this and promote the podcast, promote his RPG. And, believe it or not, the Queens wouldn't exist without him. So I appreciate all the times that he gives me to work on stuff, whether, be the podcast, doing, making videos. Like he super supportive. So I'm so fortunate to have you. So thank you so much.
Aww.
I know, I love you.
If you had to pick a moment of the day what would it be?
A moment of today.
The moment of day one.
Oh gosh,
Top moment.
dude, there's too many.
Top moment.
I can't.
You want me to give you mine?
Yeah, that might help me. Tell me.
If I give you mine, you cannot use it for yours. So I'm just giving you, because once I say it, that's one moment that's off the table for you.
Okay, I know what it is then.
What is it?
First time somebody called me Lydia.
Recognize your cosplay?
So it threw me off. Can I
Uh-huh.
tell a story?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we're walking through, right? And I'm like, I told Willie when we were going in, I was like, you know, the only people that are going to recognize me are people our age.
Yeah.
There's no way like anybody's going to recognize my costume, which is fine. I was totally fine with it.
Mhm.
When I picked it, it was for me. I love the 90s Beetlejuice cartoon. I just love Lydia Dietz in general. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cosplay this because it means something to me.
Mhm.
And walking through and someone's like, hey, Lydia. And I was like, what? She like looked right at me and I was like, huh? I must have come off of like a stuck up bitch. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, the costume. Oh. And then it happened a couple more times. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yes. And this guy's like, hey, are you cosplaying as Lydia? I was like, yeah, I am. He's like, awesome. I was like, thanks. It was so validating. It was awesome. That was my favorite part of today, was like being recognized as Lydia. I was like, yeah. So, okay, what was yours? What is it? What is it? Tell me.
It's not even funny. It's not even funny. You think I'm gonna say something funny, and it's not even that.
No, I genuinely want to know.
You're excited?
I do. I'm excited. What is
So here we are hanging at Comic-Con. You know, we just finished the interviews. We're just hanging out, talking, and you know. So shout out to, I guess you've anointed them like you just call them a magic couple or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're just hanging out, and for those who are friends of the podcast and following us and stuff, Nick Smith shows up. So I see Nick. Yeah. I'm like, my boy Nick. And then here comes his beautiful wife, Jenn. And then, so this is the first time that Jenn has met Jenn in person. The energy that they had, like when they first met, you've only had the one interview. Like you guys know each other from like talking online, like the comments and stuff like that.
Right.
You did the one interview with her online.
Yeah.
And then it went so well, you're like, hey, you want to join the crew, right?
Girl,
so she's on the crew. They go there. The first time they meet, it was so good seeing that the energy that they had. It was like they go back like 20 years or some shit like that. Is how, because the way they hugged, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's what I like to see, like the connections that are made, like online, like because a lot of shit happens online, like it could be a toxic place or it could be a awesome place, and I'm glad that the community that the Queens made was able to create like such a awesome friendship like that. To where they hug, and like she's just like and shout out to them because usually they're working the comic care booth, so they're on a schedule, but they had today off from the booth so they can dress as ever they want it, go in and enjoy the con. So I would say that's the best moment, like Jenn meeting Jenn or Jenn meeting JJ. Yeah, they're just like, went right for the hug and everything. So
I want to change mine now.
What's yours now?
Jenn. You know, just when Jenn like walked up and I realized who it was, like the like 16-year-old like schoolgirl came out. And I was just like, and she like, you know, there's people that give good hugs, and then she gave like the best Jenn hug. Like it was like the best hug ever. Right. It was just like, oh God,
because it was genuine. It was a genuine ass hug.
Such an awesome person,
right?
You know? And you know, it's the first time I'm meeting her in person. Is like one of those things I was like super looking forward to. It was like, and like meeting Nick too. Like,
right.
Of all the times I've like ever had like discussions with like Nick online. And if you guys don't know, it's Nick Smith, and he's one of those people who you can have a discussion with. And even if you disagree, it's still such a pleasant conversation, and Nick is like so wicked smart, but he's such a nice guy,
Yeah.
and Jenn just has this like infectious energy. Like she's just this vivacious person, and I absolutely love it. Like it gets me pumped just like being around her. I see her and I'm just like Jenn! So it was amazing meeting them today. Like it was just like wish fulfilled. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go die. I'm good.
It's one of those things where you're just like, now that you know them, right?
Yeah. Like
and
I know you.
You're just like, if there was a way to rewind time, so you can go to their wedding. That was Star Wars thing, by the way. Like all the guests had lightsabers, and like this is the kind of couple we're talking about. That level of fun, that level of just, magic. We're just gonna do what we like to do. Buck tradition. This is who we are, and we're gonna celebrate us and what we love.
Exactly.
And that's the cool. So that I will say, like anytime I see a connection like that, that is made through anything DFPN related, or in this case Queens related, and they were able to just meet up for the first time. The energy and all of that, like it was a dope moment that had nothing to do with me. I'm just like, I just love seeing other people be happy,
and it was definitely a core memory.
Ooh,
I know, it's core memory had that. Yeah, that's my favorite core memory today, definitely.
So you are using my answer after I said if I use it, you can't use my answer.
Same core memory.
But it's not your favorite moment.
What? Are we going to edit this out? Now you're making me feel bad.
Absolutely not. I'm not editing it because I gave you the rules before. Jackass. I gave you the rules before.
Oh, and I do want to point out where I always say this to William. He's like, stop. I'm like, so you guys realize that a lot of these connections and like the people I know is through the smoke pit.
Stop.
He says.
Oh my God.
Do you hear him? Do we need the other mic to hear?
Here she go.
It's true because when you guys started the smoke pit, you just opened up a gateway for all of these awesome people that I never would have met in my life if you guys hadn't have done that show. If you guys hadn't created that Facebook page, like I wouldn't know any of these people. And I kind of look at it as Jedi always says, like, hey, if they're cool with me, they're cool people. And I'm like, oh well, you know what? If Black and Willie know them, they got to be cool people. Has not failed me yet. And the since 2020, I think the smoke pit's been going since 2020. I'd say all the people that I've interacted with and everything, like on the smoke pit page, like there's just genuine good people. So you have William Black's like stamp of approval, dude. They're good peeps.
I guess. I mean, all we did was create the group. You guys did all the communication and the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't force people to be friends in there.
No.
So it's just
you created.
It's almost like we just created a mini Facebook within Facebook that other people join. So like,
I guess so.
Like, are you giving Mark Zuckerberg props for meeting Nick and Jenn? No, absolutely not. You guys did that.
That's too big of an umbrella.
Because like you saw the comments and you decided to reply to them and all that stuff. So you guys did that. It was just under our Facebook page. So I don't think we should get credit for that. I do want to shout Black out for holding down Smoke Pit this afternoon. I gave him the heads up, like, bro, I'm gonna be out. And he jumped on there and held it down. So make sure you check that out if you're a Patreon member. If not, check us out on Monday. But so Jenn, what's your plan with this episode? This is supposed to be a quick review, and we're almost at an hour.
I know what happened.
This is almost an episode.
I guess my my social battery was like way recharged. I just needed Onos, everyone. I just needed Onos and my Hawaiian Sun drink, and I was good to go. I was like,
social battery update.
My my blood, my blood.
we're leaving the body paint thing. So they do the runway walk. Everybody looks amazing, by the way. These dudes killed it. The artist is crushed it. Models, gorgeous, crushed it.
Amazing.
So cool. We'll give 2 minutes to take pictures of models and their artists. Then the artists leave. We'll give you 2 minutes to take pictures of the models by themselves. After that, you guys got to go because now the professional photographers are going to do a photo shoot with our winners and make a print, all that other stuff. I'm sure they'll advertise where to buy it from. So as we're leaving, we just Jenn wins a raffle. She gets the lineup autographed by the artists and the models. There was one artist that was missing. She's just like, I find it. I'm just like, where's his shit at? Like, why he ain't signed it? He's the one with the mic.
Good essay, by the way.
Right. He's the one with the mic. I thought he would have been signed it, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah. And he's on the other side of the room, and he's just like, I'm
like,
cool. I'm like, go get his
right.
autograph. Go tell him to sign this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at this point, I'm like, everybody is cool at this point. Like, there's no way this dude will not sign this thing. So we go over there. He signs it. We're talking to him. He introduces us to the individual who had a part in making Skin Wars. And then we're leaving, and there's one other artist.
Felix.
No, Felix was the model.
Yeah.
Brandon, yep.
Yeah, Brandon.
Was the artist. And we're like, we want to highlight him too, because his concept was amazing. He had you'll see the videos.
It was Celtic.
Yes. So you'll see the videos. You'll see all the art, first of all, the paint, and then the actual what is it, prosthetics that go with it. Props. What do you call them?
I guess it'd be like more of like a prop, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But then we're leaving, and Jedi's just like, oh, by the way, so shout out to Jedi too, who's our continuity out here.
Absolutely.
He's like, the last year he did this, 1 year he did this, and then one of the friends of the artist is pulling up the Instagram and is just showing Jenn the pictures as he's explaining it. And we're talking to the artist. The artist, I'm like, shout out, first he was cosplaying as Deku from My Hero, so bonus points for that. And, I shout him out. He's like, all right, cool, thanks. And we're leaving, and Jenn is just still talking to a complete stranger. Her social battery is apparently gone, but all of a sudden it is recharged. Like she found a charge spot, a wireless hotspot or whatever, and she was just chatting, and she's just like, we leave. She's like, I had to leave, or else I would have been sitting there talking to this guy all night.
So,
and I'm just like, and ladies, that's the kind of energy that you get from here. Like, these people are just, it's such a welcoming environment.
Yeah.
They love to talk, and they encourage you to ask these questions because they love to talk and educate people. Like, hey, this is where you can go. Here's where you can find more. If you like this art, here's where you can find more. Follow us. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So I just thought it was funny. So, oh, my social battery. Oh, and then next thing you know, like, me and Jed are leaving. She's just here.
Is Jenn coming? Like,
yeah.
Are you gonna leave eventually?
So that was funny.
Well, and it's like when he was showing me his Instagram account because obviously I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. He's like, oh yeah, I did Beetlejuice. Actually, you incited that riot. He was like, oh yeah, didn't you do Beetlejuice? And I was like, huh? And he didn't have a picture of the Beetlejuice, but he did a anglerfish. And when you hear an artist talking about their work, it's not bragging. It's more, they're proud, and it's you can hear their passion and like dedication for their art coming through when they're talking about like the fabrication. Because I don't know if I've said it before, but I was a huge Face Off fan, and I love watching Skin Wars. So when Jedi told us about the body paint, I was like, body paint?
Right.
What? Hell yeah, I want to go. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I get to see it a lot. Like, they're going to do it in front
right.
of me? Like, real? I'm like, and to actually go there and like talk to the artists and talk to the models, like, you just hearing somebody like geek out about that stuff, it is just, I don't know. It's like another infectious energy. And I love listening to them like talk about, like, just hearing somebody talk about something they're passionate about. Like,
that's it.
you can just sit back and just like marvel at it.
That's it.
I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah. The worst thing you can do is sit there and listen, because being in the military, people will brief stuff that they're not even passionate about. They're just like, I just got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to do this. I got to give you a safety brief. I got to brief you this shit. But somebody to take time out of their day, because they don't have to be there.
Yeah.
They don't have to be there. Like all of these artists, they're legit doing stuff on a way bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
To be there to do that and to share their gift, and then like, bro, come talk to me while I'm working. I will answer questions.
Man,
I just love the non-gatekeeping thing. Like, come talk. If you have questions about what we're doing, ask me, and I have no problem telling you stuff. That's amazing.
Absolutely love that. Yeah, that's always a big turnoff for me is the gatekeeping. But if you're gonna sharing your love and passion for the art that just kind of like called to you, like that is just the most amazing thing. And honestly, it makes me think about the podcast and the things that we talk about, and to really focus on the things that I love. Instead of like, oh, what's popular, I'm like, oh, fuck that. Like, I want to talk about something that I think is cool. So
right,
it's inspiring too, I think, is my point. Like it's inspiring, like moving forward about talking about things that I think are interesting, and hoping that my energy is infectious with
right.
it. So it's definitely like some self-reflection in there too. So
Yeah. So with that being said, like we'll put the social media handles for both the artists and the models in the description of this video and stuff when we get it out. We just ask that you go give it a look.
Yeah.
If you like what they see, if you like the work, go ahead and give them a follow, and let them know the Queen sent you. Same thing for the Comic Care guys. Like I know Comic Care has their own IG and their own Facebook page, but we also want to shout out the people that actually take time out of their day, because that's not their full-time job. Like, they work a real job. They get off work and they get in costume and they go to the children's hospital and they do this for free. Like, no, they're not getting paid to do this at all. So Comic Care, yes, if you want to donate to that, that is 100% amazing. But I also would like to shout out and get these guys who are giving up their time the respect and deserve the respect that they deserve. So so we'll put all of those things, all those social media handles for these members in the description. So just please give them a look and a follow if what you like what you see over there.
Absolutely.
Cool. What else you got for our Jen?
Well, just some closing statements.
Ooh, yes.
So we have some different things in the agenda tomorrow. So you will see. I'm gonna hit up some anime people and probably do some quick chats with some of the vendors that we think are really interesting. And definitely we'll have some links hopefully to their sites if you guys are interested in buying any of their things. And
yes,
and just kind of anybody that's interested in getting into things and kind of getting started out, I think is probably what I'll focus on.
Right.
Hey, how'd you get started? Because sometimes you get into stuff and you're not really sure where to start. That's kind of where I would personally want help with. So
right.
So you'll probably see some live notifications of us going live tomorrow, and so on to day 2 tomorrow.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Which is 9 hours from now.
It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine.
We made it today. We were all right. Yeah. Cool. So I'll let you sign. It's your show. I'll let you sign it off.
All right.
Do you guys have an outro video? Oh, you do have an outro video.
We do. So until next time, stay classy.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know.
Y'all take care.
Night.